All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're talking about the Detroit Lions. Now, not only are they sitting at 5-1 right now, they've actually been one of the best teams in the National Football League in the last 16 or so regular season games, dating all the way back to around midway through last season. They're winning. They're winning convincingly. They're winning ugly games. They're just simply winning. And what's so crazy is the Lions have been a phenomenal first quarter team, and they're averaging a league leading 8 points scored in the first 15 minutes. Defensively, they're allowing only just 1.7 points in the first quarter. That's third best in the National Football League. So Detroit's won 4 straight games. All have been by a margin of 14 or more points, which is the longest streak in the NFL this season. A 5th straight win would tie the longest streak in franchise history. They also won 5 straight such games from 1969 to 1970. So they're winning. I mean, they're winning quote unquote ugly games. And by ugly games, I'm thinking to myself, maybe Atlanta, the Carolina game where they're still putting, like Carolina, they put up 42 points. But when you watch the Detroit Lions, you're thinking to themselves, like, wow, they have so much left in store. Now, we're going to talk about this a little later on, but just to finish it off the intro, some fun facts about Detroit. First off, they're 4th in the league in offense. They're putting up 28 points per game, and they're doing great on defense as well. Keep in mind, offensively and defensively, they have been injured, just like every other team in the National Football League, but they're sitting here at 5-1. It's a great next man up philosophy, and we'll talk about the preparation a little bit later on, but defensively, they're only allowing 19 points per game. That's 9th in the National Football League. Rush defense, they have done a phenomenal job. They're winning on trenches on both sides of the football. The Lions are allowing just 64.7 rushing yards per game through 6 weeks. That's the best mark in the NFL and on pace to be the fewest for the franchise this century. Last season, Detroit allowed almost 150 rushing yards per game. Now, before we get any further into tonight's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. Lions fans, you continue to bless every video I put out, so I appreciate you guys so much. Try and get this video to 250 likes. That would mean the world to me. So, Jared Goff. Jared Goff's done a phenomenal job. He leads the NFL in completions of 20 or more yards this season with 29. 29. I mean, it's ridiculous what this team is doing. And I like to use the Tampa Bay game as a perfect example. They adapt and they adjust. PrideofDetroit.com wrote a great article going through some keys to the Lions' success this season. And it got me thinking, after the David Montgomery injury, they started to lean onto the passing game. Obviously, Tampa Bay's got a phenomenal defense. In crunch time, you don't rise to the occasion. You fall to your level of preparation. And what is the perfect way to describe the Detroit Lions offense, the defense, the coaching staff from head coach Dan Campbell to your offensive coordinator and Ben Johnson to your DC and Aaron Glenn? What are the Detroit Lions week in to week out ever since pretty much around Thanksgiving, one whole almost year ago? They're prepared. They are prepared. Jared Goff, the offensive weapons, the defensive weapons, this team is so prepared. Not only do they have the clear-cut talent, the stats will back it up, they're a prepared football team. And I am thinking to myself, heading into this Baltimore Ravens game, they're just going to keep winning. Now, it's the Detroit Lions, and in general, just with successful regular season football teams, but especially Detroit's last 20 years or so, people are not going to give them the due credit the entire season until it gets done in the postseason. But we're 6 games into the regular season. We can only control what we can control. We're a third of the way through the season, and I think undisputedly, the Detroit Lions are a top 5 team on both sides of the football regardless. And it's terrifying because you're missing guys. You're missing guys on a week-to-week basis. Amon-Ra St. Brown has missed some time. Jameson Williams missed the first month of the season. David Montgomery's been banged up. Jahmyr Gibbs has been banged up. Sam Laporta's been banged up. Defensively, Brian Branch, CJ Gardner-Johnson's most likely done for the year. Emmanuel Mosley. There's so much talent that guys like Cam Sutton, new addition coming on over from the Pittsburgh Steelers, lockdown. Cam Sutton's a lockdown cornerback. He's a lockdown cornerback. But you're getting guys deeper in the rotation after these injuries that are stepping up. They're making plays. And we talked about this in our last video because I think it became abundantly clear after that Tampa Bay victory. This team complements each other in just every way, shape, and form. Think Craig Reynolds. Think about that beautiful block on the Amon-Ra St. Brown touchdown for the first score of the game against Tampa Bay. Guys are just stepping up. And I think what Dan Campbell does a great job of it, and we're just going to continue to emphasize it, is preparing. I mean, I love that quote so much. In crunch time, you don't rise to the occasion, you fall to your level of preparation. This team is so prepared. They're so prepared on a week-to-week basis heading into football games, but then they do a phenomenal job of adapting and adjusting to the game and the flow of the game. Now, keep in mind with Detroit, it's crazy because in most of these football games, I'm thinking against my Green Bay Packers, you guys were up, 27-3. I'm thinking Atlanta. I'm thinking Carolina. You're up like 28-10 around, give or take a couple of points on both sides heading into halftime. And so in halftime, they just have to execute. They just have to control the time of possession, limit opposing teams' opportunities to put points on the board and come back. Baltimore is going to be a little bit different of a test than the last couple of games against Atlanta, Carolina, Green Bay, Tampa Bay. Baltimore is going to be different. They're going to be different. They're going to try and control and dominate the trenches. They have the 4th-rated defense in the National Football League this season. I'm not enamored by Baltimore's offense. I think Detroit's going to stuff them. I think they're going to dominate both sides of the football. Jahmyr Gibbs, although he is a little bit banged up, Dan Campbell came out here and said due to David Montgomery's injury, he's going to be getting a full workload. And so we're going to start to see, we've seen flashes of all of these rookies. I mean, Sam Laporte is one of the best tight ends in the National Football League right now, and he's played 6 career NFL games. Jahmyr Gibbs, we've seen the flashes. Jameson Williams, we saw the touchdown catch last weekend against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brian Branch, when he comes back healthy. Jack Campbell, these rookies, man, they're stepping up. And I also just want to say one quick thing. Aiden Hutchinson, we've said it, I think on our last 3 or 4 Lions videos, the dude's a literal superstar. By the end of the season, God forbid an injury, Aiden Hutchinson will be considered like a superstar. I mean, he's on an all-pro pace right now. Aiden Hutchinson ranks 3rd in the NFL in total pressures and looks like an all-pro. I mean, he really does. This team is just loaded. I mean, they're loaded. They're loaded right now, and they're loaded for the future. Their coaching staff is phenomenal. I just love everything about what the Detroit Lions are doing, top to bottom, class organization. I cannot wait for this upcoming weekend against the Baltimore Ravens. But guys, before you go, hit that like button, hit that sub button. Let me know if you guys want more Lions videos. Either way, we post at least like 3 Lions videos a week. I want to hear a score prediction heading into this Baltimore Ravens game. I think Detroit wins it. I do think it will be close. I'm actually going to go 27 Detroit. I'm going to go Baltimore 17. I'm going to go 27-17 Detroit Lions victory. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. But guys, most importantly, give me a score prediction for the Detroit Lions Baltimore Ravens game this upcoming weekend. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you hopefully Sunday afternoon with a Lions win recap video.